It is time for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It's time
for a good old-fashioned Q&A, MMA fans.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived to hear from the man himself,
From the
Ariel
Northwest.
Helwani. Live from the Vox Studios in beautiful New York City, it's On the Nose. And now, to answer your questions, get out of your seats and
Great
on
day.
your feet because here he
So
is,
far.
Excellent.
Ariel
Is it an excellent day?
Helwani.
I think so.
I really enjoyed that interview. I love the business side of things. I love the fight game. And I also love our good friends over at BetterHelp. I do want to tell you very quickly about our good friends over at BetterHelp. I want to give you guys a little hypothetical. Imagine for a second that you can wake up tomorrow and there was an extra hour in the day that you can spend doing whatever you wanted, truly anything. What would you do? Well, if I had an extra hour, I would perhaps spend more time with my kids. I would go out for a nice little walk, a jog. I would journal. I would meditate. What would you do, Frank?
I would watch Game of Thrones.
Perfect. Anyway, figuring out what really matters isn't always that easy. If you felt a little panic when I asked you, Frank, how you'd spend that extra hour and I felt it, you might want to give therapy a shot. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It can help you suss out what is most important to you and find some ways to prioritize it. BetterHelp can make that entire process convenient and painless. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist fast. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/MMA Hour today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MMA Hour. I love BetterHelp, and we appreciate their support very much. Okay, so I asked people on the Substack for rapid fire because I always feel so guilty that I don't get to as many questions as possible. So not only did they understand the assignment, as they say, I got a ton, but they were nice, tight, and concise. And I'll tell you this, because they were so tight and concise, I didn't even pick out my favorites. I'm just going to go in order here. How about that?
Whoa.
Yeah. Should I go top first or should I go chronological?
I think chronological makes the most sense.
Oh, all right, fine. I was going to go top first.
Well, then why'd you ask?
Well, I just wanted to know what you thought.
I get it.
Alex Weber, great way to start. Alex Weber up first. A-Dub, hey, Ariel, show has been great lately. Thank you. What a breath of fresh air Sadiq Youssef is. Also, I've watched the interview with Dustin several times. He's the man, just a man. Where do we stand with the idea of having all non-dominance UFC fighters on the show leading up to the event? I know you've crossed off 10 plus so far and likely have some planned in the coming weeks. Well, let's see. UFC 300. So we've had Alex Pereira on. We have not had Jamal Hill on, and something tells me that's not going to happen. I don't have any issue with having him on, but I think he has an issue, so I'm going to say that's probably not going to happen. But he's welcome to come on if he wants. I'm sure this is going to lead to a 15-minute response on his YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, A-Dub. Have asked Yan. I think she'll be on. Zhang is a little tougher to get in touch with these days because she represents herself, but maybe. Gaethje, obviously not. Max, hopefully. Charles, have we had him on before? Armin, we didn't have him since it was announced. Bo, we had on. Anyway, I think we can have a lot of these people on, but I think we've already had a ton. Holly, we've had Kayla, we've had Sadiq, we've had Aljamain, we've had Yuri, we've had Alexander, we've had Hinato, we've had Jim Miller, we've had. Well, actually, they didn't announce official, or they did. Yes, they did. They had just announced it a day later. So I think we've had a good amount. Matt Smitty, opinion on The Rock dropping an F-bomb on live TV. Don't hate it at all. In fact, I love it. Have you guys seen The Rock's work? I mean, The Rock is not only going back to 1998 Hollywood rock, but he's taking it up a notch. And the parallel in terms of on social media, he'll drop these promos where he's ripping on Cody Rhodes and Mama Rhodes and all this stuff, but then he's also doing incredible stuff for charity. I just think it's fascinating, and I don't think anyone ever thought in 2024, actor, Disney star, philanthropist, CEO, whatever you want to call him, I don't think anyone thought we'd ever see this version of The Rock ever again, just because it doesn't make a lot of business sense at first glance. And now I feel like he's just flipping the script on all of us. It's been so much fun. I prefer this version of The Rock way more than the wholesome, let me come out and smile and kiss babies and all that stuff. He's wearing the Versace vest. He's got the glasses on. He's busting open Cody. He's smearing the blood on the weight belt thingy. It's fantastic. I'm loving it. And I feel so sorry for the people. Like, I responded to one of these people, and it's just like a constant, oh, looks so real, so fake. I don't understand how anyone could like this. What's the appeal? I don't understand these people. Like, when I see people tweeting about Game of Thrones or, your favorite TV show or Call of Duty or Fortnite or anything out there, Spider-Man, Star Wars, Superman, Deadpool, you name it, I don't feel so insecure in my own skin and beliefs to have to go out and tell the person, this isn't real, right? Here's a newsflash for everyone. We know it's not real. We know it is scripted. We still like it. We will always like it. Nothing you will say will change our stance on this. Why do people feel the need when it comes to pro wrestling in particular? Nothing else. Not movies, not TV shows, not video games, not comic books. Why do they always feel the need to poo-poo it? Just fucking scroll right by. Why do you have to weigh in on this? And why do you think that your comment is going to change our stance on it, make us like it less? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's one of the great mysteries in my life. We like it. We enjoy it. It's an escape. It's fun. We understand what it is. We recognize what it is, and we're okay with that. Trust me, we're okay with it. We're fully okay with it. And you like your thing, we like our thing. At some point, we'll meet in the middle. Maybe that middle is MMA. Maybe that middle is NFL. Maybe that middle is something else, politics. I don't know. But I just don't understand the need from the detractors to always want to crap on pro wrestling. I really don't get it. It's an incredible mystery to me. GC, do you understand this? As someone who wasn't a pro wrestling guy and probably didn't like it and may have said some of these things, at least internally, don't strike me as the type to go on people's pages and be like, wow, why do you like this? What is the appeal here? What is the motive here? Why do people do this?
I don't know. I mean, the internet is just a place to hate. That's just what it is.
Everything?
I'm not going to be the guy that's going to question it. I still wouldn't call myself a wrestling guy. I mean, I'm into the Royal Rumbles. I'll get into WrestleMania, but that's about the limit for me. But I can see why people like it. Like when you watch it, it is entertaining. It is fast moving, but the always coming after people that do like it, I really don't understand.
It's not real, right? It's fake,
I mean,
right?
that's the craziest part. Everyone knows that it's not real.
We're aware.
You think that the people who spend their lives watching it think that it's still real as well? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean,
You
even
like what you
WWE acknowledges it's not real. Like they put out documentaries, they put out books. We're all very aware. Just like we're aware that TV shows aren't real and comic books aren't real and movies aren't real and everything else. By the way, I've seen the script. The NFL isn't real either. I got people with that.
Imagine people came out.
They love that one. They love that one. I see this. Oh, here's the Bills fan.
You just gotta ignore them, though.
I know.
Gotta ignore them.
I know.
Because you did end. You were like, we do not care if you don't like it, and if we don't care, then you just gotta ignore it. They're always gonna be there. They're like I don't think pro wrestling's ever going to get to a point where it gets beyond the people saying that it's not real and it's fake and why do people like this. So you just gotta ignore it.
I do want to let you know I've seen the script.
Fill me in.
It's unreal. They want Mahomes to win. It's very clear.
Wow.
I mean, how else do you explain?
I thought it was Kirk Cousins comes to
No. How else
Atlanta
do you explain,
and wins the title.
How else do you explain a freaking, what is it, 13 seconds? Like, it makes
What is
no
this?
sense.
They're just repeating the script. It's the same one that they had with Tom Brady?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
7 bowls?
By the way, how do you feel about legendary MMA journalist Mark Ramundi now being a
crazy
beat writer?
Crazy.
Congratulations to Mark.
Yeah.
Great move for him. For your Atlanta Falcons.
Yes. So instead of hounding wrestling fans about wrestling being fake, I now get to hound Mark Ramundi on not holding the Falcons accountable when they lose games.
I love it.
I'm going to be in his mentions all the time.
It's wild because, like, I have lists on Twitter, so things are grouped, and all of a sudden now I'm getting Falcons updates. Like,
and he's just done with the MMA game.
I think he's done
over to the NFL.
I think he's done after 300.
Wow.
Mark,
voyage.
Yeah, Mark is one of the best journalists to ever cover the sport. I consider him a friend. Was obviously a colleague with him here and at ESPN. NFL's gain, our loss. He did incredible work, thorough work, important work. He's literally one of the greatest ever. And I think this sport and this fan base will and should miss him. But I think it's a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does over there. And I think being a Falcons beat writer is just the tip of the iceberg for him. I think he can do a lot more and have much more of a reach in the coming years. Brandon, what's up, Ariel and crew? Ariel, it has been said that you enjoy a good diss track. Yes, that is accurate. And I still think the greatest of all time is Hit 'Em Up. This past weekend, your boy Drizzy got cooked by Kendrick Lamar. I'm curious how this made you feel. As a huge fan of both, I'm excited for what's to come. Can I be honest with you guys? And perhaps GC, Frank, Rick, you want to weigh in? I saw some. My general take these days when it comes to social media, when I see people talking about something, I actually go the opposite way. So I see people talking about this Diddy thing. I'm just like, I want nothing to do with this. It feels like an ugly place. I see diss track talk. I'm going the opposite way. I saw something else recently. I don't want to fall into any rabbit holes. So did he get cooked? Is that accurate? Is this fair? And why is he getting cooked? What did he do?
Yeah, so like Kendrick came after J. Cole and Drake. I'm actually not as well versed as I normally would be in something like this. Future dropped an album. Kendrick was on a feature and came after J. Cole and Drake, talking about there's no big three, it's just me. So yeah, now they got beef. I can't give you more details.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, I've heard the song.
Is it good?
Pretty good song. Yeah.
Does he cook him?
I don't know. I don't know if I can stamp officially cooked. I mean, the world says, yeah, they got cooked. And then Drake had like he's on tour right now, and he brought it up at one of his most recent concerts. So yeah, there's definitely something there.
Rick, did he get cooked?
I can't weigh in on cooked or not, but I think Connor summarized it well. I'm opposite you. When I see something trending like that, I kind of like dive in, learn as much as I possibly can, then I'm ejecting. Then I get out. Do like a quick summary, and then I'm out. And that's
sort of
what
like the
gathered
cliff
from
notes. The cliff notes from
it. Yeah.
I get
it. You know, I mean, does Drake still have what he had during back to back against Meek Mill?
Oh yeah, there's a whole thing. Yeah, there's a Meek Mill thing going. Someone asked me yesterday about the Kevin Connolly thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I guess all this tells me is that my
wait, Kevin Connolly, the dude from Entourage?
Yeah, there's apparently a thing with him.
Beef with Jersey Jerry.
I guess there was something where people said he owes them money or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard to not.
Barstool, named Jersey Jerry, has like come hard after Kevin Connolly.
Is this legit?
I see it all the time. Yeah. Supposedly he owes him like $41,000 or something. It's all over my timeline all the time. Yeah, and like Kevin Connolly is completely ignoring it, but he's responding to all these crazy DMs. It's big time drama.
Yeah, I guess what this means is I've told you guys I want to be on it less, and maybe it's working if this stuff isn't popping up for me.
Yeah, so
You're
like
doing it right.
The first two things we talked about are kind of like drama. He said, she said. I mean, Diddy's house is like getting raided. That's like there could be some serious legal issues there.
Wow. Okay. You know what's weird about the questions this week? I asked for rapid fire, and I think people took that as okay, rapid fire, but also, I guess in the spirit of today's show, non-MMA. So there's a lot of like off the beaten path questions. For example, what would everyone's fighter nicknames be? This person says, Eric the Ozempic God Jackman.
Ozempic God.
Ozempic God.
I appreciate that.
Wow.
I feel like you have a nickname already, Rick. Connor has a nickname.
Yeah.
Frank, we all have nicknames. I have like 5, so I feel like we all have.
It is funny how far we've gotten away now from you like originally being like, oh yeah, GC, Georgia Connor. It's gotten to the point now where people are like, why do they call you GC?
Oh, really?
I sort of have to explain. Yeah, it's quite literally just the state I'm from. It's not that cool.
New fans. What are the team's favorite quotes? This is from FTMMA. I'll lead off. Never argue with an idiot. They'll simply drag you down to their level and beat you out of experience. One I liked as a kid was don't count the days, make the days count. I always liked that one. Another one that I always tried to live by was, 80% of success is just showing up. And then a personal favorite, which is like really, obscure. I think it goes something like, ask not what your country could do for you, but what you can do for your country, which I thought really.
I think I saw that in a fortune cookie once.
Yes. What's your favorite quote, Frank?
Think for yourself, question authority.
Wow.
Nice.
This explains a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Timmy Leary. Yeah.
This explains the hotel room in Vegas.
Wow.
Bingo. Bingo.
Fear is the night killer.
Mine's a little corny. Andy Bernard from The Office.
Oh, my.
I wish someone would tell you they're the good old days when you're in them. Something along those lines. Basically just being grateful for what you have right now.
I love that. I love that.
I got to be honest. I don't think I'm as elevated a thinker as the rest of you. I don't have quotes. Like, I don't associate with those types of things. I don't.
Wow.
I don't
Wow.
have something
That
written
is
on
my
the.
new
We're going to
favorite
come out to
quote.
Amityville and we're going to paint your favorite quote on one of your
Yeah.
walls in your office right back there.
It's not
Looks
going
like
to
a
be
lot
my
of white
favorite quote
space.
because it doesn't exist. It might have to be your favorite quote. I don't.
The only
I
thing
don't
we have
do
to
that.
fear is fear itself.
That's a good one.
As good as any.
Quietly
Let's get it up.
carry a big stick.
How about this
Let's get it
one?
put up.
Hello, Ariel and crew. In the spirit of rapid fire, I'll keep it short. If when you guys drop merch, and it's coming, okay? Come hell or high water in the year 2024, there will be merch, all right? I just want to tell you that. May I suggest a flannel? It would be unique and more special than a regular t-shirt, cap, or sweatshirt. Just a thought. I just feel like a flannel is tougher to, it's tougher to pull off, no? Like,
I like the idea of a Helwani line of flannels, though. Not necessarily like a merchy kind of thing where it's like logo driven, but like
we're talking about like Jim Nance
curated.
has his deal with Vineyard Vines. You get like a deal with a
That I
flannel
dig.
line, and it's like
that I dig.
the line of flannels.
I dig that.
Yeah, that I think is cool, but not merch. Like
I
it
would
can't
love
be
it.
like a logo type thing like that.
Let me tell you something right now. I'll throw this out there because last time I did this, I met Spencer, who's been one of the greatest things to happen to me as far as the social media videos are concerned. If there's anyone out there who wants to make flannels for us, hit me up. And if there's anyone out there who wants to run this store for me, hit me up. I'll just throw it out there. All right. Let's see if anyone takes the baton, because I've thrown it out to the guys, but no one's helping me out. I'm pretty much drowning.
And don't
here. I'm drowning.
make sure to hit up Ariel.
Yeah.
Don't hit me up.
No. I mean, like, my DMs are closed, so like, if you want to hit them up to get to me, that's fine. But like, just hit us.
My
up.
DMs are also closed.
No,
so,
they're not.
if
I've
you
seen
wanna
your
just
DMs.
want to hit up Ariel? You can just do that.
Cheeto pancakes. What is up, Ariel? What is the max amount of many days until you no longer eat leftovers? What is the max amount of many days? I guess like how many days until it's not
Like
edible?
you throw them out.
It depends on what it is, but I would say like 2 to 3.
Is there a meal that you make where you're like, man, I can't wait to have these
No.
for
I'm not a big leftovers
tomorrow?
guy, if I'm
All
being
right, that
honest. You
answers
gotta heat it up. You gotta,
What do you think is the worst leftovers food?
Mashed potatoes.
Pizza.
What?
Really?
Cold
What?
pizza. Cold
Worst
No
pizza?
way.
Worst leftover you can eat is pizza?
cold
Flip
pizza.
over iron skillet and just
This
cook the
is
bottom
this
of
is insanity.
Cold pizza.
This is
That's one of the
crazy.
best ones.
You
This
like
is
One of the
crazy.
best ones.
Wait a second. Cold pizza? You like cold pizza?
Cold pizza,
is it?
microwave pizza,
Nah,
throw it in the oven,
microwave
whatever
pizza.
you want to do.
It's all
room
soggy.
temperature pizza.
Nah.
I mean, I'm talking like I've been on a bit of a health kick, and I've really learned that like leftover broccoli, in my opinion, is just awful. It's just one of the worst things. It's
the smell.
Because it gets like
soggy,
dried out.
Yeah, like it gets kind of soggy and like the condensation.
opposite.
It's
Okay.
just like like sort of mushy. It's just not my thing. Pizza is an insane one. I would have ranked pizza like maybe top 5 best leftover foods.
No. Especially not cold. Warmed up.
Oh,
okay.
I'm crushing it cold.
Ugh, gross.
A little AM cold pizza.
Yikes. Ugh,
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Sign me up.
And can I also just say this whole thing about like the turkey the next day Thanksgiving? Gross.
Stop,
But you-
dude.
It's gross.
So if
You're
you don't
ranking
eat the
that
whole
in the
turkey
bottom
day,
as
oh.
well.
Yes.
Leftover Thanksgiving.
Yes. I like it fresh.
I'm putting pizza and leftover Thanksgiving in my top 3 leftover
right,
foods.
it's
What are we gonna get? We're
can I
gonna get
tell you what's
sushi
bad?
as your best or something.
Can I tell you what's bad? Sushi's bad. I was just
Sushi,
gonna say
yes. You
because
can't-
the,
That
'cause the
one-
rice is
the rice gets bad.
yeah.
The fish is kind of sketchy.
Yeah,
you can't do
yeah,
sushi.
yeah. Ruben, saludos, Ariel, from post-COVID era and after. Name 3 of your favorite fights. Good luck this week, Parlay Pals. Wow, 3 favorite fights in the post-COVID era. Top of my head. I mean, Chandler Gaethje was great. Volkanovski Ortega was great theater. What am I missing here? Volkanovski Makhachev last year was great. What do you guys got? Throw some at me here. Best fights of the post-COVID era.
I love and will always love Jan versus Sandhagen. It's up there for me as one of the best ever. I just love that fight.
Volk Ortega?
Unabashedly.
Yeah, I said that.
Yuri Glover, did you say that too?
No, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yuri and Glover is also up there. Yeah.
Actually, it's a fantastic one.
That might be the best one.
I mean, that's an amazing.
What won fight
quite
of
a
the year
bit.
last year? Was it Volk Makhachev?
No, I had something else. I voted for something else though. I can't remember what now.
I think that one though. But yeah.
Drawing a heavy blank.
And before that, Yuri and Glover. So yeah.
Grasso Shevchenko was kind of cool. The first one.
What was so good last year that how is this slipping my mind? There was something that
Izzy Pereira 2 was great.
That was an insane moment. I can't remember that. My fight of the year was definitely not Islam Volk. I'm just drawing a blank here. We'll think of it.
All right.
Oh, Pantoja Moreno was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh yeah. That was my pick last year actually.
James is asking, can we get the MMA Hour merch before GTA 6? See, I don't know when GTA...
That's a great race. That's a great race.
What is that? That's the game, right?
Grand Theft Auto 6, yeah.
And it's been
But when's it?
Just
over
keeps
10
getting
years
pushed back.
before the last
It's
one.
been a while.
Okay. So can we do that? I don't know. When is it coming out?
I don't think there's an official release date. 2025, I think, right now.
Okay. Here's a good one. Makum. Hello, 10-7 crew. What's your opinion on Brandon Moreno taking a short temporary retirement? Much love. So I actually reached out to Brandon Moreno about coming on today, but I didn't hear back. And that makes total sense. He probably wants a break. He came out on his social media, and this was actually translated by the great Danny Segura of MMA Junkie. This is the quote. I just think I've reached a limit in my mind and I'm tired. It's not goodbye or anything like that. It's just wait for me. Be patient with me. Let my body, but more than anything, my mind, my head compose itself and recover. And we're going to get back to doing things right. The last time that happened, I came back and I became a world champion. And I'd like to think I could do the same. And when I return, I'm going to go on a tear. I still think I'm an incredible fighter and I have all the qualities and abilities to be a champion again. I respect it. It doesn't sound like he's retiring. He just says, I'm going to take a break, and maybe rather than the UFC hitting him up or fans hitting him up, he just wants to chill out and recover. He's had a lot of fights over the last few years, I'd say over the last 4, and a lot of them have gone the distance, and some of them have been wars, and that's a lot of cutting weight, and that's a lot of getting punched, and there was a lot of drama regarding the team, where he's training, and he goes from his home base to Krause in Kansas City to Saif Saud and company in Dallas, Fortis MMA. Just a lot to handle. And so sometimes a break does the body good. And he's not saying I'm retiring. He's not saying I'm done. He just needs a bit of a reset. And I think that takes a lot of courage and that takes a lot of maturity. And I think that we'll see him back. But it's been a lot of fighting for Brandon and a lot of long fights. And then the last one obviously didn't go his way. This is not one of the questions here, but I get asked a lot about the James Krause situation. And it's been over a year. And I don't know if this is like you guys, I think, are a little bit more conspiracy theory than I am. I don't really, especially Frank. Like Frank is the biggest that I've ever met. Like,
Yep.
I don't know if this is being swept under the rug. No one has information. No one's really talking about it. And so I'll just say, like, I really don't know where this all stands. I don't even know where he is. I don't even know if anyone has had any kind of I don't know where he lives. It's one of the greatest mysteries right now. And I suspect at some point we'll get some sort of resolution to this story because even Jeff Molina is not back in the UFC. And other people have been affected as well. But as of right this moment, I don't have an update to share on the Krause story. So that one comes up a lot. And the reason I don't tag it in is just because I don't have anything to say. But because we were just talking about Moreno, I figured I'd bring it up now. Frank the Tank. Mysterious Frank isn't so mysterious. All it took was a quick Google search to find a photo of him. The jig is up, Mysterious Frank. Will you reveal yourself live on the show, or will I crush your persona with a calculated reveal of said photographs? Good day. Jeez. Not very nice.
Shudder.
He-
Shaking in my boots.
Here's my take on Mysterious Frank. You could go online and see photos of the great Rey Mysterio without his mask, or you can just have fun, suspend disbelief, and not be such a negative fucking Nancy and ruin it for everyone. You understand?
Well said.
Just get the fuck out of here, Frank the Tank. No one cares.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
Wait, not you, the other guy. Mwemwe, Ariel, and crew. If you could build your dream UFC London card, everyone is available for this summer. What would it look like, and who would be the main event? Well, how about those comments from Dana White to Adam Catterall of TNT Sports saying a pay-per-view is coming to the UK? And, I saw a lot of people rejoicing over this, but lest I, remind you that there was literally a pay-per-view last March in the UK. So it's not been this, long, drawn-out journey to get to this point, just for the record. We just had one in March of 2023. That being said, of course, the right answer is to go to Manchester or anywhere in England with a pay-per-view when you have Tom Aspinall as interim champ and you have Leon Edwards as welterweight champion. I personally think that the main event should be Leon Edwards. I know it's the smaller weight class, but he's the long reigning champion, and it should be him versus Bilal Muhammad. And I think the co-main event should be Tom Aspinall versus either Cyril Gane or Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. There's some nice symbolism having Curtis Blades on there because they fought back at the 02 2 summers ago, and Tom blew out his knee. I've seen some reports about Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. I like that. Just load it up. Get Patty on there. Get Meatball Molly on there. Get all the friends. I would love to see Ian Gary versus MVP on there. And I saw Ian Gary's reply to MVP, and he said that he's the higher ranked fighter. But let's be honest. I mean, MVP has been around forever, and the only reason why he's not higher ranked in the UFC is because he's just had one fight in the UFC. You can't really go off that. It's kind of silly. So if we don't get the Colby fight, I would love to see MVP versus Ian Gary. I think that makes a ton of sense. The question regarding that card for me is it going to happen on July 20th or July 27th? Because last I heard, July 20th was the Utah pay-per-view, and July 27th was Manchester. You're not going to have back-to-back pay-per-views. So does that mean they're saving Utah for later? And then what happens to the other plans for August? And so I'm curious to see how this all pans out. Or maybe they're just going to replace the Utah pay-per-view with the Man pay-per-view. And then I'm curious about if it's on July 20th and it's an afternoon card here in the United States. Does it go head-to-head with the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson card on Netflix? Or does it happen before? There's a lot of interesting things to come, my friends. I'm just kind of blurting them all out, but interesting things. Speaking of Jake and Mike Tyson on Netflix, this is from Connor from Canada. With Jake having his fight on Netflix, it got me thinking, is this the way the competition can catch up to the UFC? Your average person likely won't buy a pay-per-view, but may tune into a well-produced event on Netflix, Amazon, and continue to do so if they enjoy it. Well, to a degree, yes, but you have to remember the UFC is a well-oiled machine. The UFC is a behemoth. The UFC is an organization that has been around for 30 years. So even if you put MVP can't compete with the UFC, Bellator can't compete with the UFC, PFL can't compete with the UFC, one championship, if only because they have the longevity and they have the head start. So even if you're on the biggest platform, that might expedite things a little bit, but competing with them, it's going to take a lot. It's, they have the funds, they have the backing, they have the, the relationship with the audience. It is going to take a lot. So I don't even, this move here, which at the moment is just a one-off, is not necessarily to compete with the UFC. I just think it's the biggest platform possible for a fight like this. And that's it. Yes.
I think it's important to note they're not competitive products. That's I think you alluded to that. These are not the same thing. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is not the same as Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. It is just not a comparable product. It is not intended for that goal. It's a one-off event. It's not the foundation of a league organization. It's just different. It's not intended to be that thing. So no, I don't believe it's the start of some kind of. In fact, I would dare argue that it's probably going to ultimately in the long run be beneficial for the UFC if there's a successful live combat sports product and they see the interest in the market, and now there's a new potential player or bidder for the UFC's broadcast rights. So it might end up helping the UFC, if anything, to be completely honest, more so than a competitive product to counter the UFC.
Yes, and as we've mentioned, WWE having their deal with Netflix obviously leads to speculation that UFC could follow suit. Same parent company, right? So they have that relationship, they have that deal, and the UFC deal here in the United States ends next year. So end of next year, end of 2025. This is going to be one of the biggest stories to watch unfold over the next year and a half. Tayshawn8888, shout out to GC, legendary addition to Brotherhood. Best travel romance story with a heart. Shoot. What is he referring to? Like, do we have a travel romance story? Like where we fell in love with someone? What is the question?
I'm not sure.
Maybe like more romantic trip? Like trip with your significant other that was romantic? I don't know. If it's not that, I don't know what else it could possibly be.
Is he referring to like we were on a trip and we like had a romance? Like we met someone?
It's possible.
I
It's not
know.
happened to
Does
me,
anyone-
but it's possible.
Frank, tell us. When you
Yeah, I think he's referring to what's the most romantic trip he's been on. I can
Okay.
answer for Rick. It's his trip this Saturday. It's
Ah,
gonna be the most
yeah,
romantic
no.
he's ever been on.
By myself
Make a
at
great
the
co-pilot.
casino at 4 a.m.?
can I
Rolling down together, huh?
can I say something without you getting mad at me, Rick? Or are you gonna get mad again?
No, you
That's
can,
already
well, it
upsetting.
depends. It depends on what you
I
say.
mean,
It
it's
a
depends on
dicey
what you say, but
proposition.
yes, you can.
I've had a lot of people reach out and say, if you are truly a friend of Rick's, you need to do whatever it takes to get him to not drive after the poker.
How many's a lot?
And even, nice one, Frank, and even if this is what they said. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying what was said.
Yeah. Tell me.
Even if it requires reaching out to his family, wife,
Wow.
mother, father,
Wow.
you need to do what you need to do.
I
How many
encourage
people
you
is
to
a
reach
lot?
out to Holly. I encourage you
you
to
to
reach out to Holly,
quantify
who will
this.
say, I want him home ASAP to take care of these kids. So
Wow.
yeah, it's all good. That's what she'll say.
Okay, so if that's the case, why not just go right after the fight?
Because he's gotta
Well,
get
some things
poker
are for
grinding.
me. Some things
on.
are for me. Some things are not
Come
for
on, man.
them.
The ultimate
Some things are
gamble is
for-
the drive
for
home.
me.
Yeah.
Things are for me.
By the way, that's well said.
I
That's
mean,
well
that was
said,
very
Frank.
funny.
That's well
We'll be
said.
we'll be all good. We'll be all good, people. I appreciate everybody's concern, but we'll be all good. But no, I'm not mad at that. I appreciate it. I appreciate that people they're not aware of the levels of grinding that I'm capable of. They're just not. They can't put themselves in that mindset, and that's okay. You know,
Wow.
But-
You're saying none of them are committed to the grind like you, huh?
they don't know. They don't know
No
about
real
the
deal
work all
grinders.
day. Yeah, they're not like that. They're not built different. You know what I'm saying? They're just
You
not,
have
they're not
set,
there.
set yourself up for like colossal failure if you know.
What do you mean?
Even if you just get in like a a fender bender or something, knock on wood, or a
No,
flat tire
we'll
or
be fine.
something like that. I
There's
mean,
no. By the way, there's actually no better time from a logistics driving perspective to drive than that time because nobody's on the road, so you're fine. Now, will you be more tired? Is there potential danger in that regard? Yeah, certainly. And I appreciate everybody's concern, but no, it's gonna be gravy. Done it all the time.
how are the
No
deer in
problems.
Atlantic City? A lot of deer popping out.
No,
would imagine
not a thing.
I'm just throwing it out.
Clear roads.
Listen,
I-95,
I
baby,
have said
straight
my
shot.
piece. I have said my piece.
On the turnpike. I just want to go back to how many is a lot. I always want to quantify that when people say a lot of people have DM'd me, a lot of
Yeah,
people have reached
yeah.
out to me. Are we talking like 27 or are we talking like
I'm sorry,
Just the one
I
guy.
didn't count them all.
just
No,
the one guy thing?
my feeling is by you asking that question, you're implying that it was only just one person. Is that accurate?
I don't know. People
If-
people throw around the word a lot.
He's
I mean,
right about that. People do say
me and
like
Rick
a
have
lot of
discussed
people,
this
and it's
before.
like
Everyone is reaching out to me, so I'm doing X, Y, Z.
Crimey,
I'm
Who's
gonna-
everyone?
Yeah,
Who's
that's right.
everyone?
I'm gonna-
You got one mention
I'm
on
gonna
Twitter?
Everyone.
I'm gonna propose that sometimes people say a lot of people have reached out,
One
and
is enough.
nobody has reached out.
Wow.
No, nobody has
Wow,
reached out.
wow.
I've seen this before.
Next level
I've seen
conspiracy.
this.
All right.
I love this. I love this.
I've seen.
I love this.
I've seen the. Everybody's asking me. And
Everybody's
then you
asking me
kinda look
about
at
the sweater I'm
replies,
wearing today.
And there's
Yeah,
nothing.
that's right.
There's
Yeah.
nothing. Zero.
Link to the
Not
sweater
one
below.
person.
I like
Not
this.
one
I actually
person.
love this conspiracy.
You know what?
Rick. I love
Why
this
don't you guys put
conspiracy.
your conspiracy hat on and find out what happened to James Krause? All right, you do something. You know,
I want to know.
do
I
something
want to know.
valuable instead
It's
of
a
this.
crazy.
really do wanna
It's a
know.
crazy thing that we
This
have
is-
not.
No
heard
one's even
anything
heard of him?
since.
This is crazy. Not only crazy, borderline disrespectful. In any event, Cole, which country does the UFC visit first, Spain or South Africa?
Spain.
Spain, yeah. I think that's a much easier one to get done. Also, Ilya's a bigger star, right? If we're going to compare him versus Dricus at this moment. What about this one from Jax? As a young man who is unfortunately balding, I commend and look up to GC for his decision. I've been flirting with the same idea for some time now, and seeing how happy he seems with his decision is so uplifting and inspiring. It seems that you all, from Ariel to Andy to the people we don't see or hear about, you all have such impacts on us fans in ways that have nothing to do with MMA, and I personally just want to thank you all. Shout out to this community. Much love. Wow.
That's an incredible note.
That's very nice.
My take, nice. If you're starting to worry about it, just go ahead and shave it. It hasn't even been a week now. I'm so used to it. I'm getting to that threshold of I wish I had just done it sooner.
Do you mind me asking a question? Is it too prying?
Why are we afraid to ask questions?
Yeah, what is going on here?
No. Well, this is sensitive stuff. You know, it's not like it's a big decision.
Please.
We're talking about
what was the number one.
Go ahead.
What was the number one thing that prevented you from doing it sooner, right? Like, what would somebody out there be thinking that goes, I'm not ready to do it? What was the thing that was stopping you?
I think the fear of commitment of like, once I do this, it's a tough road to get back to where I was.
Got it.
Because then like, if you do it and then you're like, all right, I think I'm just going to grow my hair back out. Then the hair's back out. Then you're still like, man, I'm going to have to go bald at some point, but damn, I really didn't like it. It was kind of just like flip-flopping, and like, it's really just once you shave the head, it's just like any even just crumb of innocence left in me is just poof, gone. 30 years old, bald. I mean, it's just like, where did my childhood go?
Yeah, but by the way, you made the decision. You had hair.
I know.
So it's not like you're innocent. Like, you've made that decision.
Yes. This is actually exactly what my mother told me.
Yeah, you could have.
I was like, Mom, I'm 30 and bald, and she was like, by choice.
Yes,
you could have kept letting
going.
it ride. No, it was a great decision.
You could have done the part. You could have done the comb over.
Oh God, no. See, I thought I was too far gone, and now the best part about being bald is that I can see guys with receding hairlines now, and just kind of give them a comforting pat on the back and be like, just let it go, man. It's all good. Make the step.
Can I ask you the hardest question? The hardest question. At any point in this process, did you consider the trip to Turkey?
Never, not once. That is a combination of a lot of things. I'd have to make the social post with all the pricks in my head and all the dots.
That's like, the most brutal part.
You want to know my theory with that? You want to know my theory? Is that you're getting ready to pay. You pull out the old Amex to go ahead and give it a swipe and pay, and they're just like, by the way, this is going to be $8,500, 50% off if you just post it on stuff. What do you think?
Brutal.
50% off. You know, we'll save you $4,000 right now if you just give us a quick Instagram post.
For sure.
It's very expensive. That's just not something I want to spend my money on. And B, I like the baldness. You kind of just owning it.
I hope they're getting a great deal from those posts with the dots, because those are tough.
I hope they're getting it for free. I hope they're getting it for free.
It's hard to unsee, right? Like, I just feel like
I'll say this though. The outcomes look really good
or something.
Oh, they look good, but
they do look good.
That post has to sit there. Is there?
I actually don't hate it. I don't hate it because then you are owning how you own going bald. Then you are owning that I got fake hair. Like Joe Buck, the great announcer,
yes,
still has hair at like 60, and he constantly is like, "It's fake. It's fake. Don't worry. Like, I got implants. It's fake."
Oh,
I think the worst is when you're a bald guy and then you immediately have a hairline like Rick's or yours, Ariel, and you're just like, yeah, just let it grow back out. I don't know. I just let it grow back out. Shaka Smart on Marquette suddenly has all this hair. Like, it's just like, yep, just let it grow back out.
You see a lot in Hollywood where they were balding 10 years ago, and then all of a sudden they get this.
Gosh. I mean, look at like, guys like Elon Musk. I mean, a lot of these actors and actresses, it's like kind of starting to go. I mean, I read Matthew McConaughey's book, and he's just like, yeah, just a touch of rosemary oil. It's just like, or you just got implants in there.
I feel like you nailed it, though. It's about the comfort. It's about comfort. You know, and what do you feel?
Just can't express how great it is to just hop out the shower, whoop, ready to go.
Oh, I meant more from the perspective of like, I'm comfortable in this skin, right? Like I'm bald now and this is the way forward and this is how I feel. And if somebody's the opposite, right? Somebody's like, I want to get the hair plugs and that's how they're going to be good. Then get the hair plugs and be good.
Do whatever you're comfortable with. Own it. That's the thing. Just own whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. Dig that.
Felix, to the greatest MMA journalist of all time, Ariel, to break the fourth wall when a guest mentions an anime show or a podcast or a TV series, anything that you didn't know about previously, and you tell them, I'll check it out. Do you actually end up checking it out, or do you just say it to be polite? It depends. It depends. Usually when it's anime, do I even say I'll check it out? I'm not sure.
I love the
anime.
Yeah, what is it called?
I don't know, just anime, you just let it flow. It feels like when you say it, it's like forcing it out. Anime.
Yeah, that's French. What do you
I mean, it's just great.
Have you ever watched an episode of any sort of anime?
Yes, I've seen fucking...
He's about to say SpongeBob SquarePants or something.
You definitely watch like Pokemon or like...
Pokemon, even like an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
You know what? Can I just say something about that?
Well, One Piece.
I don't get the appeal. I mean...
here he goes. Here he goes.
Not even the Transformers when you were growing up?
That was that anime?
I mean, yeah.
What's the problem with how I say anime? Am I...
It would be like if I was like...
Pronouncing
you're putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
What? So you say it, right? So you say it.
Anime.
I think that's more... Anime. See, I say organization. You guys say organization. That's more.
Now we're getting into the status thing.
Status is the guy's name.
A, B.
We're not going to call Sade Sadi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I come from a different country. Okay, I pronounce things.
He pulled in the sorry.
Yeah,
he switched it.
I come from a different country. Okay, so I'm not going to be shamed into saying this how you lot say it. All right. In any event, no. I think it's a useless waste of time. All right, and I don't get it.
Oh wow!
And if you ask me, the animation sucks. Okay, and worse than that, the storylines suck. All right, the character development sucks. All right, and the acting sucks too. And you know what? You know what pisses me off the most? The freaking VO doesn't even match the lips moving. All right, it's that bad. It's that poorly.
I thought you were going to say that because I thought you were going to say that it's fake. That you're bothered by it being fake because this sounds a lot like the anti-wrestling stuff here right now.
Sounds a lot like the anti-wrestling.
They're not actually flying. They can't fly. All right. What kind of what's a Squidward anyway? Or a squirrel or whatever it's called.
Squirrel is an animal.
Yeah, I know that.
is
whatever that is.
I've heard just for the record.
SpongeBob also.
I've heard very good things about Blue-Eyed Samurai. I'm thinking about starting, Ariel. Maybe me and you we both start it.
What is that?
Yeah, I've heard great things about that.
Rick, you are going to finish the entire series, and Ariel's going to be like, I love it. I'm 15 minutes into episode 1.
Imagine watching Akira and being like, the animation sucks.
I've watched like 3 seasons of Welcome to Wrexham, and Ariel's just like, the first episode, I'm still working through it, but it's amazing.
What about this one from Curtis? Ariel, I appreciate that a mensch such as yourself would never trash the film starring your most notorious guest. But in the interest of keeping balance in the universe, it must be stated in this forum that Roadhouse is a terrible film. After such glowing reviews from the crew, there will be an asterisk next to all future MMA Hour movie recommendations.
What did he want? What did he expect from this film?
Movies are all about expectations. It's all about your expectations going into it.
Listen. Here's the thing. You guys are the movie experts. You're the ones who go every Wednesday and you go to the Alamo and you
watch a lot of movies.
I have said that this was the first movie that I've gone with my wife to watch in 13 years. So your first problem was actually listening to me, okay? Number one. Number two, what did it require? You sat on your couch. You have to factor these things, right? You didn't have to pay a penny. You're an Amazon Prime subscriber already. You didn't have to pay extra, right? They didn't have to pay extra?
No.
No.
So for 2 hours, what is it? 2 hours? You're sitting there, you're watching Conor make his debut, you're watching some fight scenes, you're seeing Jake Gyllenhaal's incredible abs and body. Like, what more? I mean, I could think of a lot worse things to do.
It's funny. I also feel like we were pretty clear throughout the entire thing. Like, I wish we had a counter. We got the question counter. I wish we had a counter how many times you were like, this film is not going to win any Oscars, but it's an enjoyable ride. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
Actually, you're 100% right. I think we said that like 10 times. It's an escape.
I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again. And by the way, there's some
It was
great
fine.
like him walking in. It's like, let me see what's up in here. The sandwich.
Yeah, when he walks in, he's just like, I mean, I've already seen some great memes coming from it.
already
Where the fuck is everybody?
Yes. Bro.
Fellas.
Kyle, Ariel, and crew, especially Mr. Fight Feast himself. Have you or the guys tried any Filipino food yet? If not, I would recommend adobo sisig. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. Those are bangers. Longtime listener, first time question asker. Have you had Filipino food, Connor?
No, I haven't, but that would be amazing to try.
Yeah.
Who's from the Philippines?
Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I was gonna say Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah.
Salt Poppy, next Salt Poppy fight. Isn't Manny Pacquiao trying to fight?
Oh,
someone?
that's not bad.
Connor Ben.
That's not bad.
Yeah, there was some talk.
Connor
I
Ben.
mean,
I don't
yeah,
want to get
there
into
seems to be
this.
some great Filipino restaurants here. Would love to try it. On the list.
By the way,
I've had Filipino food
it's
quite
great,
a few
right?
times.
I-
It's quite good.
We
Yeah.
went to a wild one this week for AC.
Shout out to Dylan. He actually asked you specifically about the hair transplant in Turkey. We've already addressed this.
Oh yeah.
But how about that? Also, he says, does it bother you that Ariel wastes his head of hair?
Yes, yeah. We've discussed that several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had a hairline like you, I mean, it'd be a problem.
My kids
It'd be a
are always
problem.
telling me to grow it out. I'm like, no, not going to happen. It just feels like steel wool on the head. I can't breathe.
I'm telling you, when you're doing the book tour for Highway to Helwani,
Yes,
well
yes.
after the retirement, it's gonna be Letterman-esque how he's got the massive beard now.
Oh,
You're
just
just
gonna
gonna
let
have
it
the
flow.
giant fro, and you're just
I'm
gonna
down
be
with
coming
that.
to book signings. You're gonna have the glasses are still gonna be intact, but they'll be your retirement era glasses, and it'll be great. It'll be great. The fro will come back. The hair will grow out at some point, just not in the professional.
I'm down with
times.
that. I'm down with that.
You got
Dylan.
you got the coffee shop and the van. It's
It's going to be great. I'm going to pull up when I'm going to do my book tour. And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. People are going to ask me to come on and be like, yes, but you're going to get this version of me. There'll be a massive fro. I'll rock up in my Westphalia.
Yep. Kids will be fully grown out the house.
Oh,
It's
the
gonna
best
be
part
good
is
times.
I'm gonna have a surfboard on top of the Westphalia, but I don't surf.
I was gonna say
I'm gonna
you're
be
have
rocking.
not surfed
Oh,
one time.
Shout out to Peyton Talbot. I'm gonna be rocking my. What did he say these are with the thing on the front?
Oh, the toe guard. I think.
Yeah. I wore these just for
Toe
him. I actually texted him and said, "What what do you got to say to me now? You calling me a poser?" And he said that I would get beat up at the skate park, and that's okay.
That is all right. That's all right. Toe cap, don't skate.
I don't
Surfboard, don't surf. It's
care.
all
Long
good.
hair, don't care.
There it
But
is.
can I ask, why would we have the surfboards then? Why not just avoid
all
altogether?
about
Why
the
do we
aesthetic
need the
appeal.
surfboard?
It's just the look, bro.
And people see him with the hair grown out. He's got
Just
the flow at that
vibes.
point.
Just
People are
vibes.
just like, damn, that Helwani guy's so chill these days.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear Hawaiian shirts like Dustin Poirier. Tell people
you'll
to
switch
stay
from-
hydrated.
Just switch from the flannel
Yeah,
to the Hawaiian
shirts. I've never been a big Hawaiian shirt guy. I've never been a short sleeve button down guy.
Neither have I. My mom actually back in the day when she was the one that dressed me in like elementary school, so like second, third grade when she's laying out my clothes for me, twice a week I would wear Hawaiian shirts.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, a lot
Hawaiian
of
shirts are sick.
Fridays and I think Wednesdays. Yeah, I mean a lot of my elementary school pictures are like me chubby with a bowl cut and a Hawaiian shirt. It's great. It's a good look.
I love that. Yeah.
I just looked at the YouTube chat and someone said, "Hey Ariel, where does your forehead begin?" I mean, I don't know if that's
Good question. Like, I wondered that.
the beauty of my situation is the hairline almost connects with the eyebrows. So
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what
that's
he's
a
saying.
deep hairline,
you
man.
can't quite
That's
figure
a
it out.
hairline many get. You're 42?
I'm 41. Chill. All
No,
right.
I was saying you're 40, comma,
Oh,
2.
yes,
So I was
yes.
actually
Oh,
underrating
thank
you
you,
there.
thank you.
Having that hairline at 40 is great. Shout out to my dad. He turned 67 today. Great head
Whoa.
of hair.
Day
Great
before
head
my
of hair.
wife,
Ooh, happy
Wow,
birthday.
let's go.
the 27th, 67. Tremendous.
67 years old. Great head of hair on him.
We continue. And in a few minutes, we're going to be joined by the great Becky Lynch, who authored this tremendous book, The Man, Not Your Average Girl. And then our man Chase from Chase and Status, Saul Milton, will join us, and the picks to come. So buckle up, friends. How about this? ZMP, AH, do fighters ever ask you ahead of time not to be asked about certain topics, or is it all fair game? There have been people who have said, can you ask us or show us the questions beforehand? Can you clear this with us? All that. And I always say no. I always say no, thank you. And we just don't do that sort of thing. So it doesn't happen often, but it has happened, and I never partake. In large part because I don't write the questions in advance. So, by the way, this is from Aunt Evans, Rick, for you. What do we have to do to stop New York Rick from drunk, tired driving? This is literally what
See, this is why I was mad last week.
No.
Or on Monday, because you started this.
No.
This is
Was
why
that the
I'm
angriest
mad.
we've ever seen Rick?
Yeah, it was. I was worried. I was worried.
This is why. Because you started a narrative that is based on falseness.
I was literally just listening to what you said.
But and I appreciate your concern. Come on the road trip with me. Fly in. Just take a ride. Everything will be okay. You can hop in if anything gets dicey, and you take over the wheel. That's how we'll solve it.
I dare I say they're not ready for us this weekend.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
As the kids say. It's gonna be a movie.
It's gonna be fun.
A movie.
Yeah,
It'll be a movie. I love
Atlantic
it.
City's about to be a movie.
This one is from Boxing Blogger. No one from MMA Media ever interviewed Ronda Rousey after she suddenly left the sport. If you can interview her now, what are a couple of the most important questions you'd ask her? Golly, there's so much. I mean, obviously, like how she handled the Holly Holm fight, and more has come out, and she has a book coming out as well. And I think she discusses some of this. More has come out on that, but you know, she handled the Holly Holm loss in a pretty tough way. I remember her coming off the airplane, covering her face. I mean, it was hard to see because she had been so, you know, unbreakable. She was so tough, and then you see her covering her face, very, very tough. So that moment, and I'd love to talk to her about that. What happened in the Amanda Nunes fight. All those things. There's a ton to ask her about. I don't know if that is ever going to happen. And of course, her WWE run is fascinating in its own right. But yeah, I would love it. Ronda, if you'd like to come on, we'd love to have you. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel. So please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.